why
All
don't you
right.
introduce yourself?
Yeah. So Josiah Dunjey. As I said, what? Not as I said.
What is up, you guys? So we're here with Josiah Dunjey here.
How's it going?
We're going to ask him some few questions about what he's got coming up and who he is. So let's go. Introduce yourself. Tell us
Yeah.
a bit about
So
what you do.
as Joaquin said, Josiah Dunjey. I'm an entrepreneur here. I'm based in Perth, Australia right now. Not limited to location. I'm a filmmaker as well. So yeah, a couple different business avenues, but overall as an entrepreneur, yeah, very big into film and content creation.
Yeah. So what, I guess, brought you to want to start filming and be in that kind of industry?
Um, Watching like movies growing up was a big thing. Yeah, I think when my dad first showed me the Star Wars movies and he first showed me the Indiana Jones
Mm.
movies, like that really just captivated me, and I got hooked on that ever since. So yeah, it was those childhood movies that I just sort of somehow at the age of 5 or 6 I would have just had a passion for me to, like at first I wanted to be Indiana
Mm.
Jones, and then I actually wanted to make a movie with Indiana Jones.
Mm.
And so, I thought if I can't be Harrison Ford, I might as well make something
Mm.
that could be. So, yeah, it was just my love for film, my love for movies that really captivated me from a young age. Um, I got started pretty young as well with my friends. I would just make movies on the iPad, and yeah,
Mm.
I was hooked.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about your. Um, I've seen that you've got three films or short films that have already come out. Tell us a bit about them.
Yeah, so during high school, it was kind of a long journey to get to where I am. But during high school, I had a mate, Peter Sullivan, and we collaborated pretty closely on a couple of films. And we said, oh, we kind of need a production company for this to go under. So we said, oh, okay, Dunjey Productions. So that's my surname. So Josiah Dunjey, that's where it came from. Um, so Dunjey Productions, our first few movies we did with our school, Elmbrook Christian College. Yeah, they offered a lot of support, including financial sometimes. And so it was something we just did on the holidays. It was something we
Mm.
just did sort of for fun. We just did it for the experience, and yeah, it was. We ended up creating some pretty cool movies out of that, and it was our final Year 12 WACE assignment. So this is the big sort of big ATAR assignment for media, and we went all out with a World War II Dakota-based film. So it was pretty big. It's won quite a few awards around the world. So international award-winning short film,
Mm.
and I think it sort of kick-started us into the local Perth industry rather than just our small circle that we had.
Mm. With your life, what would be one thing that you would want people to remember at Josiah Dunjey?
Tough question. That's a tough question. I don't know. I think people have different purposes. I think God calls people to do different things. For me personally, I feel like I've been called to do uh, a lot. I feel like it's more than the average. I think that my purpose here is to be the best version of myself that I can be. That means not being lazy. That means putting in hard work. That means striving towards all of my goals. The way I looked at it, I said, okay, well, when I'm 70, am I going to regret not trying these things? Am I going to regret not trying to break out of the norm, not trying to do anything bigger than myself? Yes, that is the answer. That's the short answer. I will regret that. And so I'm lucky enough as a 19-year-old to have that fresh perspective and to be able to see myself 40, 50 years down the track and be like, well, if I
Mm.
don't do it now, I never will. So, yeah, like I want to be remembered for something big. I want to be remembered for putting in work and literally being an inspiration to others. So I think once people start to look at you, it means that you're starting to do something special. So with that being said, you've got to keep going, right? You've got to be an example for others,
Mm.
and that's not obviously why I do it, but it's a great thing to have, and I think we need more people who can show, you know, anyone who is in similar situations a way out.
Mm. Very good. And if you had 5 minutes to talk to your 10-year-old self, what advice would you give yourself?
Oh, I don't know. Uh, Probably not to worry so much about what other people think during high school. I was lucky enough to break out of that towards the end. I snapped out of it, but it was my early years in high school, year 7 to year 10, for a lot of people, for most kids, right? From the ages of 12 to 16, that's when you're sort of finding yourself. You
Mm.
don't know who you are. You're trying to fit in with your friends. You're trying to create a friend group. I think it's pretty cool to be not normal, right? I think it's pretty cool to be different. I think it's pretty cool to be doing your own thing no
Mm.
matter what others think. So it's not like I had a, you know, it's not like my peers had a massive influence on me, but there were definitely times where I could have been doing stuff which was more productive. And maybe I'm just being hard on myself, right? As a 13-year-old, like I still
Mm.
had fun. I'm still doing fun stuff. But yeah, I think staying true to myself at that age, I probably could have been a little bit further in my life where I am now. Um, yeah, just know that I have to continue to put my faith in God and continue to strive forward and do the things that sometimes I don't want to do.
Mm. Very good. And okay, so now on the 4th of May, we've got 5 movies coming out. Can you
Mm-hmm.
tell us a bit about
Yes,
each?
sir.
So we'll start off with The Gift of Years.
Yeah, so the Gift of Years is the Year 12 Waste Project. So that was the one that got 100%. The funny story is that it's been all around the world. We've shown it in many different festivals, but it has not been showed in Perth before. A lot of people have seen it, but we said, okay, well, you know, we sort of want to put it on the big screen
Mm.
just at least once. So that's the first one. We've also got The Flower Bed, Goodbye for the Summer, The Message, and Belly the Beast. So they're all completely different. We have stuff from drama to thriller to survival to war. So basically, we're doing these films as different genres just to show off what we can do, right? And to show investors, to show the potential
Mm.
WA Perth audience, what these 19-year-olds can do with no money.
Mm.
So very exciting. They're sort of showreel pieces just to show off our talent.
So good. And can you tell us anything about what they're about, or is
Not
that
really.
or is
They're
that a
about
thing that people need to
they're
come to see?
yeah. So they're like 10-minute movies. So can't give too much away. It's literally very simple stories, getting the point across about what we can do. Right.
Mm.
So if anyone is in the Perth area, if anyone is wanting to come along, definitely do. So May 4th, Luna Leaderville. You can book your tickets at Dunjey Productions on Facebook or on my Instagram. Either way. So the way I look at it, and this is what I've said a couple times now, if you can't find the tickets, you don't deserve to come because they're everywhere. Dunjey Productions,
Mm.
Josiah Dunjey, anywhere, Facebook, Instagram, find the tickets, DM me. May 4th would be a great night.
Perfect. And what would you say is your long-term goal, and have you achieved any of them at the moment?
Whew, you're coming out with some good questions. You're coming up with some good questions.
Obviously, this is a dream job, so
Yeah. Well, long-term goal, it's different to what many people would suspect, I think. So filmmaking being one of my primary focuses right now, it doesn't actually necessarily coincide with filmmaking too much. I think long-term goals is financial freedom, the ability to be where I want when I want, the ability to not have to worry about money is something that I
mm.
need to have keep coming in. That's a massive thing. So money equals freedom, right? And there's a big stigma around the rich are unhappy, the poor people are the happiest. I think that's a load of crap. I think you can be rich, you can be the happiest man on earth because you're giving back, right? And you're actually providing value to other
Mm.
people in the world. So it's a very big thing to be financially free. It will give me freedom. It will give my family freedom. It will make sure that I can potentially raise a family the right way,
Mm.
if I have money to do so. So yeah, financially free, the ability to travel where I want, and yeah, not have to work 5 days a week, 9 to 5, 8 hours a day.
And so far, what has been your biggest challenge in the industry, and how have you overcome it?
Hmm. I don't think I've had too many challenges. I think it's been pretty okay so far. I mean, I haven't really broken out anywhere yet. I'm still working hard to get to the top, right?
Mm.
So I don't think I've done anything that monumental just yet to say that I have, endured challenges. But the time that I'm in now is a challenge itself, right? So that period of whether or not you're gonna stick at it. So
Mm.
it's like a spiral, right? I'm at the bottom of the spiral, spinning, 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 spinning. So it's like, am I going to lose momentum and start slowing down and stop, or am I going to keep spinning and go up?
Mm.
So that's a challenge right now for sure. I mean, there's a lot of things in society right now, certain agendas that are being pushed, in terms of the content of the movies.
Mm.
That's definitely a challenge, but I wouldn't say I'm a victim to that. I don't care. I'll still do what I need to do.
Mm.
If I'm silenced, whatever, I don't care. So yeah, I mean, obviously there's physical challenges, there's practical challenges when you're making a movie. Stuff like,
Mm.
how are we going to get a World War II Jeep? How are we going to get a life raft? How are we going to get these people here? How are we going to feed these people? That sort of thing. But that's the logistical producer challenges.
And what would you say has been your most famous project so far, besides the one that's coming out? And how did working on the project come together?
Yeah, so I've worked on a couple other feature films when I graduated from high school. In terms of like fame, I guess. Like, that, yeah, they're doing all right. They had some notable actors, some notable Australian actors, in them. So Before Dawn was one that was shot in Esperance, 9 hours south of Perth, in the muddy trenches. So it's a World War One feature film. I was a camera intern, in the camera department. So when I
Mm.
was 17, it was pretty crazy to be working on a set like that.
Mm.
Um, yeah, like that one was pretty cool because I learned a lot, and that was a professional sort of industry
Mm.
film. Yeah, so couple Australian actors in that, but nothing too big yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
And what would be your dream project and why?
I have one. I'm not gonna say it because we might not get to it.
Mm.
I don't want to say it and then it changes and then it doesn't happen, or I don't want to be tied down to my dream project. I'm not. I have an idea in mind, but I know that it's changed from time to time.
No worries. That's all the questions that we have for you today. Thanks for coming. Thanks for your time.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It was fun.
All right.